It is Tuesday. Nice to be with you here on the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. I'm Jason DeRusha. Thank you for spending some time with us. We appreciate it. It makes a difference to us. It warms my heart. It does. So I'm glad to have you here. We're going to get you up to date on the weather. Kind of a boring day, no big deal. A little breezy. So watch for that this afternoon. Riley was saying we could see winds up to 20 or 25 miles an hour. So the temperature today, pretty close to average with a high of 55. Not as sunny as yesterday, although I don't know if we can punch up the live look at the sunrise over the city of St. Paul and over the Oh, here's downtown Minneapolis. Wow. I love that pink kind of cotton candy looking sky. That's beautiful. I mean, we should just cancel the morning update and look at these pictures, right? Man, that looks nice. Mississippi River aglow, the weather watcher. Now, how much of this is just camera tricks, or is this really what it looks like out there? Let me look. Oh, it is really what it looks like. It's legit. It is real. We would never put a filter. This isn't some teenager's Instagram. This is the news. We would never. That's right, Ron, the real deal. We would never. Beautiful morning. Rain tomorrow, though, so we'll have full weather coverage in the. I'm going to make Riley not go upstairs and have his breakfast and tell us what's going on with the rain tomorrow in the morning update, so watch for that. Let's talk about an early Halloween in Rapid City, South Dakota. Rapid City, South Dakota, not that much to do, let's be honest. So what you do is you dress up your horse. This is a therapeutic riding academy. Suncatcher is what it's called. And so, you know, you got people in costume and you have horses in costume. The winner was named Best Dressed. Kind of a horse joke. I like the unicorn. I think that's good. The painted on skeleton, that's funny. This appears to be a taco. Now, why the taco horse is wearing a sombrero, unclear. You know, I mean, they're doing their best, but it got us thinking about this. Animals in costumes. Animals in costumes. Post a picture in the comments of your pet dressed up. So we're looking for, now we have horses. We're looking for dogs, cats, rabbits, iguanas, hamsters, whatever you got. Share your pet in a costume on Facebook, on the WCCO TV Facebook page, or you can also share your thoughts. Is dressing up your pet in a costume cute and adorable, or uncalled for torture and cruelty to animals? It's your call, so go ahead and comment. We'll share some stuff in a minute. Soon, Minnesota's largest city will learn whether it has a new leader or whether they re-elect the current one. 6 days and 16 hours, Election Day is soon. And that mayor of Minneapolis up for grabs. I hope you were watching. I watched yesterday as 3 of our reporters questioned the top 4 candidates. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's the top 4 in terms of fundraising. It's hard to know exactly who the top candidates are in a race that has 17 candidates. But this debate was on CBSN Minnesota. And, you know, policing, the future of policing was one of the main topics. That Charter Amendment 2, which would replace the Minneapolis Police Department with Department of Public Safety. Sheila Nezad and Kate Canute said they will vote yes on Charter Amendment 2. Mayor Jacob Fry and A.J. Awed will vote no.
We also need police. And right now we have fewer officers per capita than just about any major city in the entire country.
Mayor Fry has literally seen officers hunting people in our city and has not yet created accountability within the MPD.
The mayor did respond to Canute's assertion there, saying that the last 2 years have been unprecedented and unpredictable. You can watch the full debate, and you should if you live in Minneapolis. Great way to kind of, these are 4 candidates, all with different opinions and well thought out positions. So go to WCCO.com/links and learn more. Besides that mayoral election and the future of policing, we've got rent control on the ballot in Minneapolis. Also a question as to what the future governmental form should be. In Minneapolis, power is divided between the mayor and the city council, and there is a charter amendment that would change that. Early voting at an all-time high so far. The city says they've received more than 15,000 early ballots so far. Hennepin County election manager Ginny Jelms says absentee voting all over the county has been on an upward trend since the start of the COVID pandemic.
There is some anecdotal evidence that we have a very high level of political engagement, particularly in our community in Hennepin County last year and this year. So I think we're seeing people becoming maybe more invested or more interested in voting. So I think that's what we're seeing with some of these turnout numbers that we've got going on.
If you are voting absentee and you want to mail in your ballot, you got to do it by today. And that way it'll give enough time for the ballot to go through the mail, to get to the early voting center, for them to count your vote by November 2nd. You can still early vote in person at one of the centers in the city. We are learning more about a crew member with ties to Minnesota who is on the movie set where that woman was shot. Dave Halls, the assistant director who, according to court documents, handed actor Alec Baldwin that prop gun that turned out to be deadly. Baldwin fired the gun, which killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injured the movie's director, Joel Souza. Now, Halls worked on films in Minnesota for many years. Eric Howells, a local director and a stuntman, was on set with Halls, according to him, for at least 5 movies.
Everybody has to be part of the process of safety. He is accountable for making sure every department is doing their job. The safety procedures on multiple levels would have had to have failed. It's not one person. It's a system that failed.
Halls was fired from a movie set in 2019 when a gun unexpectedly went off. We reached out. He did not return our request for comments. At this point, still a lot of investigating going on. No idea if criminal charges will be filed. Next week, we will learn the names of the jurors and the alternates who sat in the courtroom for the trial of Derek Chauvin. I know this is controversial for many of you, but it is a public record who is on a jury. Derek Chauvin was convicted, of course, in April for the murder of George Floyd. That happened in May of 2020. This is Judge Peter Cahill. He oversaw the trial, and he ruled that he will make that list public on November 1st. Also public will be the written questionnaires of all 109 potential jurors. Cahill initially kept the names of the jurors sealed, citing the high-profile nature of the case and wanting to protect the safety of the jurors, but he ordered their identities remain secret for at least 180 days after the verdict, and now they will be public. Xcel Energy pushing for Minnesotans to pay more for their electricity, asking the state to approve a nearly 20% rate hike. Now, this amount would be spread out over the course of 3 years, starting in 2022, and Xcel says customers on average pay about $87 a month. This proposal will add quite a bit, $15 to $21 a month on average through 2024, Xcel says. This is really about kind of setting up the electrical grid for the future. They'll be able to invest more in solar, in wind, create a more advanced distribution grid, and, trying to get ready for the fact that we are shifting more towards electric cars. And so powering the transportation system will be key. The State Public Utilities Commission will decide ultimately whether to allow those higher rates or if a somewhat lower number will be approved. Pumpkin prices around the country are surging. I don't know if this is affecting Minnesota or not, to be honest. I don't think I've seen like higher pumpkin prices at the grocery stores or the usual places where you see them. But, lots of areas around the country are seeing this. They're saying prices are up nearly 30% compared to October last year in the western states. Drought is an issue, so farmers had to scale back some planting. In California, this ranch actually had to truck in some pumpkins.
To order a lot of pumpkins to supplement our own crop. So you have to go into it just knowing that you're not going to make any money.
I mean, why are they doing it then? What do they mean? They're not going to make any money. I mean, if you have to truck in your pumpkins, it's a little goofy. Here's some pictures from Illinois where there's some rot, So that is... Oh, look how cute they are. So it's sort of problematic. Some of these pumpkins are having issues that may end up affecting your canned pumpkin. At this point, Halloween's Sunday, like our price is going up right now. I am calling, I don't believe it for this story, so we shall move on to the next one. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Maybe it's true. Do you believe it, Rod? Pumpkin prices are going up. They're going to raise prices in the next 5 days.
Coincidence.
Doubt it. Highly doubt it. Farming community. I'm no economist and I have no information. I'm just telling you, my gut says, skeptical. Farming community in western Minnesota coming together. This story is so great. Awful, awful, tragic loss in the way people came together.
His kindness and he was just being him, but he was a giver, not looking for the spotlight.
Yeah, 24-year-old Carson Lindblad unexpectedly died in his sleep last weekend. He grew up on a farm near the town of Boyd, went to Dawson Boyd High School. You see some of those photos of him in his high school days. But as the Lindblads were mourning the loss, this is so shocking, so young. Look at this. About 60 fellow farmers combined the remaining crops that were out there to show support. Took just over 3 hours, and they harvested 300 acres of corn. Carson's dad, Kevin, said it would have taken him a week to do it on his own, and just trying to get it together for him to get out in the field was not going to happen. So most of the farmers who helped said they haven't even done their own crops yet, but, you got to help your neighbor. It's a strong lesson and a great tribute to a young man taken too soon. Minnesota representatives are asking to posthumously award the Congressional Gold Medal to Prince. They say Prince should be honored for his indelible mark on Minnesota and American culture. Prince died in 2016. Representative Ilhan Omar and Senator Amy Klobuchar introduced this resolution, but Democrats and Republicans agree. The entire state delegation supports this. This is one of the nation's highest civilian honors. Past recipients include George Washington, Rosa Parks, and Mother Teresa. I love Prince. I'm not going to say anything negative about that, but is Prince in Mother Teresa kind of territory? I'm asking the question. 2/3 of the who's going to say no to this? I guess me. 2/3 of the members of the House and Senate have to sign off on this before it can be approved by the president. Big night tonight for Carly Lloyd. Whether you're a soccer fan or not, you have to take note of really one of the most incredible athletes in American history, the U.S. women's national soccer team in town to take on Korea. And Carly Lloyd, unquestionably one of the best in the sport, one of the best in sport. This will be her final soccer match for the national team. Does it get more accomplished than Carly Lloyd? Certainly not in American soccer. She's won 2 World Cup titles, had the game-winning goals in 2 Olympic gold medal matches. She's known as one of the most clutch players in Team USA history. The majority of her accolades also have come after she turned 30. Now she's 39 and calling it a career.
Truly special for one last time to give it everything I have for this team, for the crest, for the country, for the fans. And I'm going to soak it all in, that's for sure. No tunnel vision tomorrow night. I'm going to soak every last possible minute out of it.
So Carly and the rest of Team USA on a 61-game home unbeaten streak on home soil. USA has never lost to Korea in 14 all-time meetings. And if you're Korea, don't you just have to throw the game? Right? Are you even trying? Come on. You can't beat Carly Lloyd in her last game. Game time at Allianz, 7 o'clock tonight. Should be awesome. Okay, we're talking about pets and Halloween costumes. Annette says dressing up your pet doesn't hurt anything. You put a sweater on your small dogs to keep them warm. This is no different. Maybe hesitate on the hats, glasses. I hear that. Thanks, Annette. Here's Joanne. I don't dress my cats up. See, this is where I'm at, Joanne. I think dressing a pet up in costume is crazy. I think it's crazy. Pets hate it. But you know who likes it? Me. I do enjoy the photos. It's funny. I like to laugh at your pets in silly or creative costumes. So I'm right there with you. Becca, same bit. Dressing up pets is hilarious. It is. My dog has a mummy costume. He's very cute in it and tolerates it pretty well. Now, this is my point, Becca. He tolerates it pretty well. You're on the edge. I'm just saying you're on the edge there. And Melody says the dogs in the spider leg costumes are my favorite. Yeah. All right, make sure you post those photos if you end up dressing up your pets. We want to see that. We'll show some during the week. We'll probably talk Halloween costumes a bit for the next couple of days. We appreciate you spending time with us on the Morning Update from CBSN Minnesota. We are your local streaming news source. We're going to do this again tomorrow at the same time. Have a good day.